Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. Apparently, Chris Wallace is trending in the news because he decided to leave Fox News. Apparently, there's a New York Times article going around saying Chris Wallace says life at Fox News became unsustainable. So, to summarize that article and like several other articles, like Rolling Stone did one on him, but basically he's saying that despite an 18-year-long career at Fox News, it became unsustainable because around 2020 being told to, toe the line, that propaganda line on Trump and losing the election, and January 6th really being a patriotic action, totally not a domestic terror attempt or a, coup attempt or anything like that, right? And suddenly, after 18 years, Chris Wallace seems to think that, oh, you know what? Now I suddenly have a problem with all of this. That's when suddenly he grows a spine and has some integrity and character. And he wants praise for not being Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson. He wants praise and celebration for coming to the realization that, this just ain't what it used to be. The thing is that this is always how it's been. And that's what I find so infuriating about this. And Chris Wallace in general, and anyone else who was left Fox News, like Megyn Kelly or whoever it was a while ago. They have always done the most detestable things in spreading lies and mistruths and blatant propaganda for Republicans, lifting them up as heroes and demonizing Democrats. And unfortunately, right, sure, broken clock is right twice a day. So sometimes Fox News says or does something that's like, well, that's technically not wrong. But it's framed in such a way to still make it very palatable for their audience to just be like, yeah, that agrees with my preconceived notions, And that's really problematic and dangerous. And so Chris Wallace was a part of this system for nearly 2 goddamn decades, right? So then we need to talk a little bit about a quote that he said that still really irks me. I'm fine with opinion, conservative opinion, liberal opinion, but when people start to question the truth, who won the 2020 election, was January 6th an insurrection, I found that unsustainable. And my dude, that is less than, opinion and stuff, right? Because that whole quote there circumvents the core problem, which is how it got to that point, right? Chris Wallace, again, spent nearly 2 goddamn decades spreading lies and mistruths. Sir, you are not allowed to be shocked at reaping what you sowed for nearly an entire lifetime. And also, it's not really like Fox News spread a lot of that, liberal opinion and conservative opinion. It was like, well, the conservatives are totally right and we agree with them, and the liberals, well, they need to be attacked and criticized all the time. It was never actually fair and balanced. They say it's fair and balanced because, look, see, we brought a liberal on like once or twice, and we brought a conservative on or a fascist on, like an anarchist on, balanced viewpoints. But in terms of how they construct it and who they bring on and the kinds of questions they ask, it's always softball, super agreeable stuff for the people they like and agree with, and it's always pointed criticism at the people that they don't. And also, again, note who they bring on, when, where, how, and why, right? There's always a purpose behind it. It's to further the interests of their owners, because Fox News is a business, right? So it is very much pro-capitalist, pro-business, pro-neoliberal nightmare state. It's that simple, but they are good at messaging and propaganda, so they dress everything up in working class trappings and making it seem like other people on the left have no idea about your common core struggle, because ain't that just so hard? But they never actually talk about what's causing that struggle. And so they push all these lies and myths and mistruths and the propaganda, basically, to the point that the army of followers and subscribers that they built up over the many years. Wow, what do you mean they're actually supporting the insurrection and Donald Trump's claims that he actually won the election, that this has been stolen from him? Maybe you shouldn't have enabled every shitty, terrible, awful thing that Donald Trump and the Republicans did. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to legitimize super far-right people and their talking points. Maybe, just maybe, You shouldn't have given a platform to some of the worst, most detestable and grotesque people that your nation and the world has to offer, and then treat that like it's somehow a valid opinion. And now you are legitimately shocked, Mr. Wallace, and no doubt other people at Fox News, that, this is the end result. People just rejecting the truth. You helped peddle lies about the climate crisis for nearly as long as I've been alive, or at the very least, as long as I've been an adult. I remember seeing all the bullshit from Fox News about weapons of mass destruction and why the Iraq war is justified and why liberals are a bunch of out-of-touch woke scolds and why the climate change and global warming, it's all a hoax. And here we brought on a person to prove it. So it's not about opinion. It is about propaganda, which you gleefully helped spread for 18 goddamn years. You say that people beginning to question the truth made staying at Fox News unsustainable for you. You and the rest of your now former colleagues at Fox News have been spreading lies and untrue things for many dark and long and depressing years. So no, you don't get to talk about, when people begin to question the truth, and that was the red line for me. You do not get to use that word and those terms and that excuse when you have helped peddle untrue things for 18 years. And the fact that you don't recognize that you are complicit in this and that you've been spreading lies for as long as you've been on Fox News, that is what's bothering me today.